Hi Aries, this is Kajora Lovely with your general reading for the month of September. For those of you who are curious, I'm reading with the Steampunk Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so please take it however it applies to your life this month. Okay, so where you're at this month is the Nine of Swords in reverse, which actually means that a lot of you are moving out of anxiety. So this is literally about things that keep you up at night. This means you're coming out of it this month, which is awesome. It could also be because that's the element of air, so it's about getting trapped in your thoughts with all of the earth energy at the beginning of this month with the sign with Virgo season. It could be helping ground you some. And if it's not, you can always try doing some grounding activities. You can always Google that. There's grounding meditations. Sometimes it's as simple as going for a walk or a hike or literally just sitting in nature for, I would say, at least 15 minutes. All of that can help kind of bring you back into your body in the present moment so you're not living in hypotheticals in your head. We all do it. What's influencing you this month is judgment, which is an awakening of some sort. So usually this means you're coming to the end of a cycle. You guys are wrapping some things up this month. So usually this is about epiphanies, revelations. There's something coming to the fore in your life this month. There's some kind of realization or something that you're going to have. Let's see. As for what's influencing you, Five of Swords in reversed. This is not a big surprise considering you got the Nine of Swords. This, since it's thoughts again, I usually see this as an argument you keep having with yourself. And nobody argues quite like an Aries, right? So, I would say go easy on yourselves this month, especially because you're already combating the anxiety. But this is usually, too, if you've been having a fight with yourself or arguing with yourself about something, that energy is changing. That's actually coming to an end, which is awesome. You'll also, what's sort of a bigger influence this month is the Empress. So this is earth energy. For those of you who identify as female, you'll probably be feeling in your feminine power. Even if you identify as male, it's not necessarily a bad thing, or it just means that you're feeling, I usually see this as powerful, abundant, fertile, creative. The Empress is very related to the earth element. She is the source of all life. So, that's why I say for those who identify as female, you might be feeling extra feminine, like in your feminine power, but you could also just be feeling super creative. You could be getting a lot of bursts of inspiration. You could be starting a new project. You could be parenting a child. There's a lot of different ways that can come about, but there are things that are making you feel like pretty powerful and in your creative element this month, which is awesome. I'm hearing the word force with that, that you are a force to be not a force to be reckoned with, but you are feeling like there's a force within you. There's a new drive. There's something that's powering you from within. That's kind of like fueling a fire. That's helping you move forward. So that's exciting. You also have the Four of Pentacles. So this can go one of two ways. I usually, especially in this deck, it's about saving money. I usually see it as it can go as your saving up money, you're building your resources, you're building a foundation to make something else grow, which makes sense. You're building the foundation so that you can grow something, right? Sometimes it can be about being stingy, but often in my experience with this card, when this comes up for people, a lot of people are like, well, I need to save my money because they're often in a position where they can't spend a lot. I would say, just make sure you don't get into the mentality, because the card that comes right after this, the Five of Pentacles, is being in the mindset of lack and scarcity. And that can exist no matter what the number in your bank account is. It's a mindset. It's not necessarily always the reality. So I would say if you're in a position where you need to save, then save your money. And maybe be careful, think about your spending and just consider that, but you don't necessarily have to go into, oh my God, panic, there's not enough. Usually what people say about manifestations too, is that if you put it into the universe will take care of me. All of my needs will be met. There's money coming to me that usually sets a positive cycle in motion so that you do get that money coming back to you. Obviously, I can't guarantee that necessarily, but it can help. But I would say it's really more like be frugal when you need to, save when you need to, just don't turn into Ebenezer Scrooge, if you know what I mean. What is also influencing you is Queen of Pentacles. You guys have a lot of earth energy this month, which is really interesting. It's kind of similar in a way to the Empress, because the Queen of Pentacles is also earth. So or the earth element. So she relates to work, home, and money. Usually with this, it means that you're feeling like you have the resources you need to support yourself. You're able to have nice things around you. You know, so I would say for some of you, if you're beautifying your home, this is actually a good time, especially with all this Virgo energy until like the 22nd, 23rd of the month. For some of you, I'm hearing classic redefined, which makes sense with this card. So I feel that it's also maybe for some of you finding your own sense of style, your own sense of beauty this month, and figuring out exactly what that looks like for you. You're kind of experimenting on your own. So for the short-term outcome, you've got the Fool, which is starting a new journey, which considering that you got this, what's influencing you this month, it's not a huge surprise. So the Fool means you're starting a whole new chapter. With Judgment, you're having the last revelations, the last epiphany before you wrap up the chapter. And then in the near future, you're starting a whole new journey. It wouldn't surprise me that you may see this corresponding a little bit in the month of October when there's a full moon in Aries, which will be during Libra season. So you could be kind of thinking about it that way of what is it that you want to see culminate by the date of the full moon in Aries in October. I don't remember the exact date, but it's somewhere in the middle of the month from what I recall. Actually, it's the 13th. Sorry, October 13th is the full moon in Aries. So you could think about that. Do you want to put it in motion that you're starting a new chapter around that time or even after that? As far as the long-term future, you've got the Queen of Swords. It's a lot of female energy this month. Queen of Swords, I usually see as, again, for those who identify as female, feminine power, but definitely strong. So for a lot of you, this can mean that you're feeling like you're in a decision-making mode. You feel like it's go time. You're ready. You know what you want to do. You know how you're going to do it. And not that you necessarily want to be a jerk about it, but you're just very clear. You're very clear, like, no, that's not going to work for me. It's going to have to be like this. And that you're aware of how you want to get things done. You're feeling what someone is saying is large and in charge. So let's see. Let's see what other things they want you to know for the month of September. What should Aries know in general for the month of September? 10 of Pentacles. So for this can mean a couple different things. It can mean you're having happy home life. Everyone is getting along well. Things are going well financially. There's abundance and stability. Everybody's communicating well. Things are going well in general. It could also mean a relationship of some sort. The moon in reverse. So what's interesting is that this month we have a full moon in Pisces, and this is the card for the sign of Pisces, which you may not feel super comfortable with because it's water. It's a water moon, so it can be very emotional. And if you remember back to the full moon in Scorpio in May, was a pretty watery time. And for fire signs, it's a little uncomfortable. Not that it's bad that you feel uncomfortable, it's just normal. Because this is telling you have an opportunity to go into your subconscious. So that's something that could also be coming up at different points this month. So for what I'm getting with this card is for some of you to pay attention to your dreams. Your dream time. Feel like some of you write down your dreams. If you don't remember them, you can always ask for help. I think Archangel Chamuel is the one that can help you remember your dreams, but you can always, have a little chat with your guides if you want to remember them and say, can you please help me remember my dreams when I wake up in the morning? And if you have nightmares, then you could always say, only if it's for my highest good. But I feel like there's some things that might be bubbling up from your subconscious this month. Let's see if they have any more to say about that. Ten of Swords. It'll be about an ending of some sort. Ten of Swords is usually the culmination of something. So something's coming to an end, and it could be that what's coming up in your subconscious, it'll be giving you some clarification about that, about what it is that you're meant to end, or affirming the fact that, yes, you are meant to end this thing. Or if somebody else ended something on you, you know, that it's the right thing for you. Is there anything else for Aries? Justice. So it's interesting because we're going into Libra season at the end of this month, which is your opposite. That sign is your opposite. But this is also about external balance in your life, about balancing your thoughts, your mindset, and getting health habits. For some reason, justification and body. So I feel like for some of you, it's important at this time to have, for some reason, a healthy view of yourself, to look at yourself in a healthy and a positive and realistic way. So I think for some of you, if you're putting yourself down about your looks, to cut yourself some slack, you know, and also recognize different things too. Like, are you eating and like, I don't know, that you're getting nutrients, that you're feeding your body, you're taking care of yourself, that you're changing the way that you feel, that even if you get kind of negative or try to stop yourself in the middle of your thought, that you think, oh, you know, okay, at least I'm aware. I'm not trying to be down on myself all the time. So whatever that is for you. But this is usually external balance in your life, about the other influences. But I feel like it's also balancing things in your mind. So of not going too hard one way or another. So take that, you know, as it resonates with you. I feel like there's one more message for you guys. Three of Pentacles. So this is about teamwork. This means that you'll be doing teamwork with some people this month in one capacity or another. This could be in a relationship, a friendship, business partnership, whatever, however it applies. Usually with this card, the way I see it is these people are working on a church. And people who worked on churches knew especially if you started on it, it was not going to be completed in their lifetime. And that it would be finished long after they died, and it would stand much longer after they died. And so the idea with this card is that you're working on something with other people who are in it for the long haul. They know what they're doing. They're going in with their eyes open, and they're willing to put in the labor, and they're willing to work with you on something. So sometimes this can be relationships, building a family, or, you know, creating a project, creating a business, maybe working on a nonprofit together. Whatever it is, it's about looking for people who are ready to put in the energy, time, effort, and elbow grease to get it done, you know, to build what they want to build. And even if it's just that they're putting in a few building blocks and someone else is going to step in afterwards and take over, they know they did their part. So it feels like that'll be a theme for you this month. So overall, it looks pretty good. It looks like you've got a lot of building going on, some epiphanies coming in. You're building a foundation for yourself, getting some clarity on some things, and which will in the future make you feel like you're able to make decisions. But I feel like also a big one is the Empress. You're coming into a big month of building, creating, growing. So it's a very exciting time for you. I hope that you have a wonderful month of September, Aries, and I'll see you again next month.